So you're saying you were just saying off camera that you have haters?
I have so many haters, my man.
Come on, Rex.
Yeah, no, it's great though. The cool thing about them.
How could somebody hate you? How could someone not like Rex Thompson?
Come on. If you grew up in BARRE, you'd figure it out.
Really?
Yeah, no, man.
I mean, you're just a big teddy bear, buddy.
So I'm like one of them guys. Either you hate me or you love me. There's just no in between. There's no just taking him or not taking him.
Well, I love you.
Well, I know.
I know Sherilyn does. Raylene does. I mean, there's
most women do.
Well, there's 3. Well, hold on, Brenda. 4.
Wait a minute. No, do not include my wife.
Okay, we won't. Rex,
Are we on?
If you're just joining us, Rex Thompson from Donnybrook Fight Promotion. Battle in Barrie 5 wrapped up this past Saturday night, and I got to tell you, dude, for first timers like my brother and my nephews, Raylene,
it's crazy. I tell people that
it's unbelievable.
It's so for me.
Raylene, you're hooked, right?
I am hooked.
See?
Well, perfect. So for me, I'm in the background and I'm dealing with fires all night long. So, constantly. So I'm thinking, oh my God, the show's a shit show.
Yeah.
And so then I have to reach out to people and I ask them, I'm like, hey man, in the crowd, they're like, that was the best fucking show I ever been to. He's like, we had Jamie Lee Thurston in there for the halftime show.
Right.
So that was an added bonus. The fights,
yeah.
We did have the crazy incident that we had a couple incidents that were a lot of people are talking about. So good or bad, they're talking about us. Who cares?
Right. Well, what are they talking about? I mean,
so first was
the cage door.
Yeah, and I felt horrible. That scared the shit out of me. But and I got my friends in Rutland that think that I should be prosecuted and thrown in jail because there was a mechanical failure on the door.
Oh, yeah.
The state came, they inspected it. We had an inspector there. He came, they inspected it. Everything was good to go. Well, there's 2 springs on the spring latch. We just bought that cage. At some point, one of the springs broke, and there was no way to know. So when you went and you pulled on the door was fine.
Right.
But when those guys hit it, it bounced it, and it opened the latch, and they came out. Luckily, they both landed on their feet. One did a roll because they're like,
I saw that.
They're like ninjas. I mean, my old ass would have been broken and laying down there. So at that point, we that's our first time ever dealing with this. So we had a lot of first time dealing with things, and I thought we handled it pretty well. You know, we have a ringside physician right there. He's an actual ER doctor. He came over, he checked him out. Romano was fine. He landed on his feet. He went back in the cage. But Joe McNeil, that was what worried me, and it was a.
He came down more on his side.
No, he actually, I watched the video. He landed on his feet, and then he did this super cool back roll.
Yeah.
And he was up and at him. But, that's what scared me. And at that point, it was, we had the ringside doctor looked at him. He was okay at the time. I talked with his corner, talked with him. And, this was a huge fight, and it was going back and forth, and Joe didn't want to stop fighting.
Yeah.
Joe was like, no way. I don't want this to end like this. I was like, as long as you're okay. I was like,
sure.
You have a 5-minute injury time limit.
Yes. Which was mandatory, right? It was kind of...
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime anybody's injured, you get 5 minutes. But
even if they're not injured.
Right. So
and frankly, they're getting, let's just say it how it is here. They're getting a hell of a lot more injured inside the cage.
At that point, those guys that was such a battle. But that was the first time dealing with that particular situation.
Yeah.
So, we had to go with it, roll with it, and try to use our best decision, our best, using our experience on how we should move forward.
Yeah.
Some agree, some don't, and I respect everybody's opinion on it. But my problem was the whole we should be held personally responsible because the door broke on a cage we bought. I was that's like my ball joint going on my truck and me driving, and they're like, oh my God, that's your fault. No, shit happens.
Anybody who is feels that they're on the other team is going to
it's
look
too bad. Yeah, no.
They're just going to look for an opportunity.
Yeah, we had the show was so great. We had to give them something to talk about.
Right.
There's got to be something. I mean, otherwise it would have been they would have had to talk about my shirt or maybe my watch isn't as expensive as it should be. This is a promoter.
This is what I like about you. When other folks, you call them promoters, call them whatever you want.
Yeah.
Have had something very bad resulted as a direct reflection on a decision that they've made. You and I have talked about that before the cameras and the microphones have gone hot. And I've asked you, do you want to draw any attention to that? Do you want to talk about that? And you always say, nope, it's not my business.
It's not in my business. I don't
So that says
need that drama. I don't need that. And
it says a lot about you.
I don't.
You don't need to draw any attention to another promoter who's making a bad decision.
No. I'm actually friends with a lot of promoters, like Karen down at Premier FC. Karen has a huge show down at the MGM Casino in Springfield, Mass. And she just sent me and my wife tickets for our anniversary. We're going to go down there, stay at the hotel. I talked to Slim Lou over at Cage Wars, and all three of us, we talk about the inside issues that we might have. And that's something we keep between us because we all have issues, and it's the professional thing to do.
It's the professional thing to do.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And I try not to, because I used to really get into it because I would get so emotionally involved in all of this, and so I had to respond all the time. I had to stick up for myself. And,
sure.
Now I don't. I try not to. Sometimes I still do. I fall into the little trolling thing, but I think we all kind of do. So I shut the social media. I've gotten used to shutting the social media off.
Well, there's first of all the Battle in Barrie 5 Saturday night. September 11th was amazing. Thank you for including the 50-50 raffle to go to the VFW Post 790 right here in Barrie. That was incredible.
Yes.
Jamie Lee Thurston during the intermission, incredible. There were so many incredible things. There were a lot of...
So what people didn't see behind the scenes is me down in the locker room screaming at a fighter. I was so angry.
Which fighter?
I'm not going to say.
Okay.
But it was the very first fight. I go down there, and he's standing in the locker room. I said, yo, man.
After the fight?
No, this is at 7 o'clock. The fight started at 7 o'clock. I'm very clear about this. The fight start, you need to be up on the stage. 7 o'clock, I go down there. Nobody's standing on the stage. This guy's standing in the locker room, and his hands ain't even wrapped. I scream. I was like, now I'm ready to fight with you in the locker room. Because you're messing with my show. I want these things to go smooth, So this is the stuff, and then that's when you came in and you did a talk and you talked.
Stalled.
But it was a great stall. It really was. Instead of everybody sitting in silence waiting for something to happen and not knowing what's going on.
I decided to tell a true story about Lily putting an incredible amount of pressure on me during the day. Very upset. At one point, was crying when I told her that I was.
It's all because I let her use my pool.
I don't know if that's it. It could be that. But she was so upset that I wasn't going to be fighting, and she wanted me to fight you. And I tried to explain to her, it's just not going to happen. Daddy's not going to be able to beat up Rex. And she said that she had a lot of faith in me and believed in me, which is great. But
that's awesome. Good for her.
But anyway, it was a true story. But let's talk about. At one point, there were some incredible fights, and I can't remember the one that went on.
Matt March. So the
one that was like. Must have been the Matt March fight. It's a haze for me.
The tie fight, Matt March and Liam Carroll, like holy crap.
Yes. So and they went 5 rounds.
But this is the thing. This was a fighter's fight. This was not two guys sitting there trying to win a point war. These were two guys every single round, put it on the line with just. They came out, and what I loved the most was the 5th round.
Right now. I want to call Liam right now. Put him on.
The thing that I loved the most was Liam. He knew it. It was obvious. that Liam was up on the scorecards. So he could have probably skated the 5th round and just danced around and went on to a unanimous victory because he holds the belt. So nobody wants to lose a belt.
Right.
What did that guy do? He walked out. Those two dudes walked in the center of the cage, and they laid it on each other for the last minute. Just no one backing down, back and forth, throwing bombs to each other. That's a huge chance for a title holder to take. He could have got hit by Matt. He could have got knocked out in that last minute after winning 4.5 rounds.
Absolutely.
So I have so much respect for both of those fighters. And Matt March, like, holy shit. I don't know where Matt March has been, but that whole, like, his
can take some hits, man.
But his footwork, you could see a 100% change in Matt March. He's evolved that much.
Yeah. I'll tell you, that's a name that I'm going to remember. And if he ever comes back into the ring, I'm going to be paying particular attention. But my brother, first time at an amateur MMA event, and my nephews, as I said, they were so taken by the amount of respect that these dudes have for each other.
Yeah. Well, once again, go back to the Matt March, Liam Carroll. Those guys are laughing, talking to each other, and then punching each other in the face.
And I tried to explain. I tried to explain to my brother Tim. I'm like, it's not always that way, but it seems like more often than not.
Yeah, they're not. And it has not. These guys are friends. It has nothing to do with fighting out of anger. It has to do with fighting because they want to see who's the baddest dude, who's better today, who's better tonight.
Yeah. I can't even wrap my head around that.
The other, what was the other? We had a local guy.
Yeah, can we talk about Mikey?
Absolutely.
All right, let's because this was when the crowd
went crazy,
mm-hmm. And you had to get up into the cage and kind of settle the crowd down and explain to them how it is.
It's amateur fighting. So what a lot of people don't hear. So for me as a promoter, number one, I'm always going to back my officials at my show. Don't approach my officials and start asking them questions. Don't do that. I am going to protect my officials 100% of the time at my show. If I think that's a bad call, that's a private conversation I'm going to have with my referee. I would rather have a. So
it's not like you're an umpire fighting with the with the coach.
I will never let that happen
in front of the crowd at Fenway.
Nope, absolutely not.
Acting like a buffoon.
Nope.
Before you go any further, who is Mikey and what happened? Let's start there.
So Mikey Morris is a fighter out of Granite City MMA. He made his debut. He's 18 years old. He walks into the cage. He starches the guy. Bam! Huge left hook. Drops the kid right there.
Saw that.
Rushes in. The kid grabs his legs. They continue the fight. It goes back and forth, back and forth. It was a wild, wild action. And me and you were sitting back. We had a different view than what the referee had.
Right.
What everybody saw was Mikey's legs moving, Mikey trying to get to a hip, and then the ref stopped the fight. Okay. So that's what we saw. That's what, in the heat of the moment, that's what our brains saw. We saw this kid trying to go. Well, I watched this from 4 or 5 different angles.
From different video.
Yeah. Yep. I've reviewed it. I've talked to the ref.
Including the body cam that the ref had.
Yep. And that really didn't, the ref cam, though, because he was so close to him, the ref cam looks like he gave him 2 shots and it was over. Oh. I would rather have an early stoppage than a late stoppage, especially on a debut fighter. So was it a little bit early? Maybe. Was it a horrible call? Absolutely not. So what we saw was the biggest thing, I talked to the ref before the fight, and he asked that specific question. He's like, how many unanswered shots do you every promotion, every state commission is different. And I was like, fighter safety is number one. But if it's a title fight, you're going to let them guys fight it out because It's a title fight. A pro fight, that's different. But a debut fighter, a guy that's just coming in, the last thing you want is to have him high mounted, have his face beat in, and just have a really bad taste in his mouth after that, never want to train again.
Does the ref know that this is a debut fight for Mikey?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So the debut fighters wear shin pads. So that's how you know they're debut fighters. Personally, because I know Mikey, I don't think Mikey was in danger. I think Mikey could have eventually gotten out. But to me, it's the ref's call. He's within 2 inches of Mikey's face. It's his call. And
well,
like
he's
I said,
moving around in circles around these fighters to get the bird's eye on.
So when Mikey got mounted,
constantly,
right, the ref was right down there trying to look in Mikey's eyes. He was trying to get some sort of acknowledgement from Mikey, and Mikey's just he's a new fighter. So
18 years old.
Yeah, but he's a beast. I mean,
he is
did you
a beast.
see him? So I'm so proud of both of them guys. And this is amateur fighting, man. Your records restart at pro. So these are just a learning experience. This is nothing more than a learning experience for these guys. And I really want to run that back. I have to talk to both the coaches. I'd like to see that fight again. So I just want to, that's something that I will talk about with both the coaches and the fighters. I sat down and I talked with Mikey and I said, hey, man, I know you're angry about this and I wanted to talk to you. And I had a personal talk with him and he understood, so
it's not him you need to worry about. It's Mom. Holy shit.
So that fight, that's why I say, that fight alone on TikTok has over 1.4 million views right now.
Did you hear that, Raylene?
So good or bad, keep talking about us. We love it.
Yeah. That's incredible. Oh my God. So where do we stand on that? I mean, is Mikey okay?
Yeah, Mikey's perfectly fine. I saw him at jiu-jitsu Monday night. No, now Mikey's been bit by the bug. He loves it. He is ready, right back in the gym Monday, wanting to fight. When's the next one, Rex? What's going on? I'm like, you got to calm down, Mikey. That's something
here's
your
the thing.
coach has to come to me about.
Listen, human nature, that doesn't always happen that way.
No.
You can.
Some guys take a loss and that's it, man. They don't.
That's it. First time in the cage, you take a loss. You've invested everything up until that point.
Yeah, you work so hard. He did everything he needed to do.
But a lot of people can cash out at that point.
Yeah, I almost did a few weeks ago at the Kumite. I was ready to cash out, man. I was training 7 days a week. I got my ass kicked. I was like, why? What is the point? Why am I killing myself just to lose? Go fuck it. Screw this. Screw this business. Screw everything. I didn't, that was... So I had to do my own gut check.
Right.
And it happens in the real fighters. They're excited over this.
We'll say this. The fact that Mikey is back at Granite City MMA, back on Monday, God.
Yeah.
My God. That fact right there, look out. Look out.
Right?
Yeah,
I'm really...
Whoever's going to be fighting this kid
I'm
next.
really excited to watch this kid's career. Like, I'm super excited because he's one of those guys that started in the in the kids class with Lucas and stuff, and he's only ever trained with Lucas.
Yes.
So, it's exciting to see.
And he's wickled a little into Lucas's heart. Lucas has really taken on this guy.
Yeah, absolutely. He's put him under his wing.
Believes in him wholeheartedly.
Which he should.
Of course he should. My God, look at this kid.
Yeah. So I'm excited. February 19th, man.
There it is, right there.
February 19th. We're going to do it again. We're going to do the Battle in Barrie 6. We're hoping that we can run that back, that match there. If Mikey's going to stay at the 145.
Who was Mikey's opponent? What was his name?
Mike Caron. Mike Caron.
From Massachusetts. West. It doesn't matter the town. I can't think of it now. But he is from Massachusetts. Yeah. I had a nice chat with him during the weigh-ins when we were live.
Seemed like a really good kid.
Really, really nice guy.
Yeah.
But
I think he was really surprised to have Mikey's crisp. You can tell. So you can tell that Mikey's a Granite City fighter by how crisp his striking, his technical striking is.
That's right.
Like boom, boom. His hands are up. they were just the sweetest, and that
and that's a mirror of Lucas.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this, let's talk about Sherilyn for a second. Okay. She was concerned with the fact that Mikey's opponent was this guy Mike Karen, super nice guy. My God, was 10 years older than Mikey.
Yeah, he got into MMA later in life. This was so him and Mikey actually have about the same amount of training.
Okay.
They were matched up they weren't so much matched up as their age, because you're going to have this in amateur MMA. You're going to have differences in age. That's not so much the difference. What's the difference is difference in training. Okay. So they both held blue belts in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. They both have about the same amount of training. I think Mikey actually had a little more training than Mike Karen did.
Yes.
So that's how we do the matchups, not necessarily by age.
One of these days, I'm going to put a microphone, somewhere on Lucas without him knowing about it.
No, don't ever do that. No.
Because I got to know what he says to his fighters before they walk through the cage door. I gotta know.
That's his personal between him and his fighters.
It's sacred.
That is very sacred.
Yeah.
That's his.
But Patty O'Neill says watching Lucas with his fighters before a fight is a moving moment. It really is.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really is. It's incredible. So February. What's the date again?
19th. And it's actually the day after Mikey's birthday.
Ooh. So he'll be 19.
Yeah. And you know where the tickets are going to be on sale for?
Where's that?
Right here at Air Now, buddy.
Yeah.
You'll be able to come right down here and purchase tickets from JD or Raylene. This will be an official spot because, with you guys being our sponsor. I think the other spot will be up at the mall with Central Perks and Erica.
When can we start selling tickets for this?
I'm hoping by the end of next week. We have to get some media done. Yeah, man, we're
fooling around.
No, we're on it because number one, we have to get more fighters licensed. So we're working with that. We're working. We did a lot of experimental stuff for this show to find out what works, what doesn't work. Where the issues are, what's hard, what's easy. So we're going to hit the hard stuff really right off the bat.
Will there be any online ticket sales or just physical tickets?
We will have a website set up to where you can order the tickets and we'll mail the tickets to you.
Or come to the door.
They'll be in an envelope just like they do at the what's the theater place up there in Burlington? You can order your tickets.
Oh, like the Flynn Theater?
Like the Flynn Theater.
Okay.
They'll have them right there.
So no bullshit with Eventbrite.
Nope.
Okay. What happened with pay-per-view? Can we ask you about that?
What do you mean?
With the pay-per-view.
Oh, okay. So what happened with the pay-per-view was the platform that the production company was using, they did it as a one-time view. They forgot to change that. So they had a skip in the internet. So when the internet went out and it came back on, the people weren't seeing it because it was listed as a one-time view. They fixed that problem. They're able to enter their codes back in, and they can go back and watch the fight, the full-length fight right now. You own it forever. Once you buy the pay-per-view, you own it forever. That's the difference between us and like Fight TV and those guys.
So the folks that had the pay-per-view cut out on this past Saturday night, they now have the full fight.
Yeah, we let everybody know, and everybody was good to go. They were happy that they were able to do the replay, everything. So,
wow.
Like I said, man, every single show, there's problems, but it's how you handle those problems.
Sure.
And to make sure that your fans don't see any of these problems.
What about folks that are watching this podcast right now? They're listening to us, and they're saying, I want a link to watch this full fight. Can they do that through Carl Parton?
They can get right onto our past posts that have the link and to the pay-per-view, and they can get right on there.
And where can they find this? On Donnybrook Fight Promotion?
Fight Promotion page.
It's that simple?
Yeah, that simple.
All right. What else is going to be different for this February 19th? More fights?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I'm not going to mention the names right now, but I will mention that we are going to have a Bellator fighter who's going to headline our card. He's going to do a professional Muay Thai fight with 4-ounce gloves. Then we have 2.
What does that mean?
So instead of big boxing gloves, they're going to be fighting with MMA gloves in a Thai fight, just like ONE FC does. So these guys are super excited about this because then you can clinch. You can really work.
What does that mean?
When you can clinch on to people, you can really work your Thai game when you have those type of gloves on. Whew. Yeah, super excited. They're bigger bombs. They're just so then our co-main event is going to be 2 professional MMA guys, local guys, and everybody knows who they are, but I'm not going to say their name right now.
Okay.
But it's going to be I'm telling you right now, it's going to be exciting. This is going to be a Muay Thai heavy card. So we're going to have a lot of Thai fights.
Okay.
Inside of this.
I'm just posting something up now as we're chatting. Yeah.
JD, you got to give me 2 minutes. You got to stall for me, my man.
What's that?
You need to stall for me for like 2 minutes.
You got to pee.
Oh God.
Yeah. Here he goes. Rex Thompson off to the. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. When we Raylene, am I right?
What?
When we say we're live.
We're live.
We're live.
Yeah.
There's no bullshitting around that.
Well, there's no bullshitting around that.
We say always live, never edited.
Right.
And this is a perfect example of that.
Right. Any Lily stories for today?
There's been a few Lilyisms that have been said, yes.
Like the statue on the toilet?
If you're just tuning in, if you're just joining us, Rex Thompson's on the shitter. If you're just joining us, February 19th will be the Battle in BARRE 6. And we're going to be selling tickets in another week or so, physical tickets, right here at 185 North Main Street in BARRE at the Aired Out Studios, the home of retirementvt.com. And can we just say for a second here, the Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce, one of our presenting sponsors, is just popping right now. They have their Calcutta coming up on Saturday night. Check me if I'm wrong on this. Saturday night, the 18th, over at Farfield in Waterbury. And if you don't, I think the tickets are $125. That includes 2 dinners. Dinner for 2, and of course a hand in the Calcutta, $5,000 cash to win it. Again, it's at Farfield. It's this coming Saturday night, and you ought to be there. Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce is going to be doing that. So Rex Thompson is back with us, sighing.
So that would be a good time to have like commercial breaks, my man.
Well, no, I was just talking about the Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce, and I mean, I never told anyone. I never said anything about you going to the bathroom or being on the toilet or anything like that. So.
Oh my God, I thought I was going to explode. Them fluid pills, man. At my age, these stupid things.
Is that what it really?
Yeah, because I retain. I retain a bunch of water, so I have to take fluid pills so my ankles don't swell up like an old lady.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
So can we just? I know that when you're on, we just kind of fly by night, which I love.
Yeah.
I love that. But can we just talk for just a second? I know Donnybrook Fight Promotion is one of my longtime sponsors here at the podcast.
Absolutely.
But so is Barslow Construction. And you guys are knee-deep you're chin-deep in work right now.
Yeah.
You guys are just buried, man. You're just slammed.
Yeah, I think everybody is this year. It's crazy. There's a lot of federal money out there right now, so a lot of people are doing remodels.
Yeah.
We have an opportunity. We're going to start land developing, So a good friend of ours owns land up in Barrytown, and I think we're going to build a house up there and sell it because it's a beautiful little property, and we're going to start there.
Wow.
Got to get to your house. I got red siding on order for your house.
Yeah, it's just I don't even know about this. I don't know who you're talking to. Maybe it's Raylene or Sherilyn, but I'm out of the
Definitely
loop
not
here.
you. You don't need to be in the loop.
Yeah, you just don't. You don't include me in any of the conversations. You're smart. You figured it out that you go to the woman, and you schedule and plan things with the female, and that's yeah.
Before we get too far. I do, remember how I said I ask people? I have to get out there because I know, like, I'm stressing. Sunday morning, I'm like, oh, my God, how bad was the show?
Wait, but Rex, it wasn't bad. It was amazing.
I don't see that part of it. I'm dealing with complaints.
I understand.
I'm dealing with,
Well, you're the promoter. But...
Yeah, so everybody seeks me out. My phone is, like, going crazy, and... I tell people, I'm not trying to ignore you, but I have so much stuff going on. I can't.
Right. So
I asked one of the people who happens to be our representative. She came. She's been to several shows.
From the state of Vermont.
Yeah. Yep. She's Washington County Representative Samantha. So I asked her, I was like, honestly, what did you think of the show? Because I know, her husband was a fighter.
Read this.
Yeah. And so I wanted to know from somebody that, yes, it was a first-time show for us, but they've been to other MMA shows.
Yeah.
So this is what she wrote me. She said, huge improvement. There was organization of seating and fairness and consistency with pricing. The event started on time and had a smooth flow of the fighters to keep the mood and suspense up. There was no obvious mismatches between fighters. There was a lot of house staff, made spectators feel that the organization had support and knew their job. I personally never felt any tension at the event, in which I have felt at others. All the fighters looked healthy, fit, proud to be there. Outstanding halftime show. Courteous, respectful staff from Donnybrook Fight Promotions.
Wow. Raylene, did you hear all that? I did. Wait, and what is her name again?
That's Samantha Lefebvre, our Washington County representative.
All right, so nothing from Samantha and nothing from you this morning about the MC, Bruce Buffer. I mean, what's going on here? I mean,
I don't think
does Samantha have a problem with Bruce Buffer or something? Were you upset with it? I mean, what?
I think JD Buffer speaks for himself. I think the MC was so great that nothing needs to be said.
Oh, you're so full of shit. And it
was awesome.
Thanks to Needleman's for that. My God, that suit. Holy shit.
That was a sweet suit. We're already thinking of the next colors for the next one. And it'll be a surprise. Nobody's going to know.
So tell us. I mean, post your comments right here. We're thinking red sequin, silver sequin.
Perfect.
Gold.
Ooh,
gold and black.
Oh my
God.
Dude.
Wow. Maybe we should be decorators. Battle in Barrie 6. Oh my God.
Yes.
We're right out of the
after
gate.
party. You missed the after party down at Gusto's. Gusto's was great. They hooked us up. The next show, the only thing that people asked for the next time was Twisted Tea. Already on it. Justin, Joshua was like, yep, done.
Gotta have it.
The Ring Girls.
The Ring Girls were amazing.
They were so sweet. They were sweet little girls. They did it up. It was nice. We were very happy, very impressed with them.
Gustos did a great job serving the drinks, and I think they were doing some hot dogs too, or something like that.
I don't know. I didn't get a chance to get over there.
Nachos or something. And
I was running.
Is it Susco Entertainment?
Oh, Craig, yes, Craig Susko.
He is fantastic.
He brings the lights, he brings everying. Production.
I want to say to Craig, if he's watching right now, or maybe he's going to go back and watch this later. I got to apologize to him because I never get a chance really to shake his hand and talk with him. We're so busy. But man, the dude is he's straight up. He knows you know what he does well? He thinks outside the box and he knows what's coming. He communicates with me very well.
Yep.
which I need to do a better job communicating with him. But he's perfect with me. When I look up, he's already looking at me.
Right.
That's cool.
That's what keeps the show moving.
That's right.
Keeps it smooth.
But he knows what you're thinking too.
Yeah, because I used to have to. So what I would have to do is I would have to run back to the stage. I'd have to find out if the fighters were ready. Then I'd go out and I would MC it and get it going. So that made it a lot smoother.
Right.
With him, you ready, JD? He just had to give you that look.
He's damn good. CVTsport.net, Carl Parton.
Yep.
You had
my daughter. Taylor.
Your daughter, Taylor.
The graphics, the production.
How many pictures did she take?
3,000 pictures. So fighters, you have professional pictures. You can have them. They have the Donnybrook watermark on them. If you want, you can purchase them without the watermark, and you can use them for any promotions or anything like that. Same with Steve Renaud. Steve Renaud. Steve Renaud is our other photographer there, and same thing, same price. You can get if you like a picture.
He's listening right now.
Perfect. So SRP Photography, Steve Renaud. Same deal with him. He has a bunch of photos that he took, action shots, everything. So if you guys see a photo that you want through Steve, hit him up. Same thing. You can purchase the photos from him, and they're beautiful, professional photographs. And when you have professional photographs, they look so much better on posters. They look everything. All of the media looks so much better. Did you see the ring timer in the tail of the tape and stuff on the production?
Yeah, it's incredible.
Taylor made that.
Taylor's
Carl was like, "Oh my God,
that's incredible."
Yeah,
she's really talented. Steve, if you're listening right now, drop your website and a link to all these pictures. But I just put SRP Photography here.
Yep, absolutely.
He's amazing. He's been with you from the start.
Yep, absolutely.
You don't have to tell him what to do.
No,
he's already a step ahead of you.
Did you read the article?
Yes, it is fantastic. Oh, where's the link to that? Can we post that up?
It's on my Donnybrook page
here.
It's right on the Donnybrook page.
I'll drop it in the comments.
So what a lot of people don't know was New England Media MMA was there.
Sat right next to that dude.
Yeah.
Brent.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
nice guy.
Yeah, super good people. They did a beautiful article on us.
And they turned it around on Sunday night. I mean, wow.
I know, right?
Wow.
That was good to have them there. It was, it got the word out about Vermont MMA.
Sure.
We're legit in Vermont at this point.
Of course, we have a lot of people to thank, and a lot of the fight clubs. But of course Steve and Taylor and Greg.
I have to really thank these fighters for being professional.
That's what I was going.
The fighters.
It comes down to the fighters. That's the beginning, right there.
That is the beginning. And
for training so hard,
we appreciate them. Yeah,
loving
really
the sport. And just being fully invested with their trainers and their organizations and traveling all the way to BARRE.
The teams that I had up there for this fight, they were so professional. They were just, I can't say enough about them. I was very, very happy with them. I was very happy how they conducted themselves.
Yeah.
How they showed up on weight. They showed up ready to fight. They showed up trained.
Yeah, they did. All of them were professional. And to sit down with them on Friday night weigh-in night and chat with them a little bit live on Aired Out was cool as hell too. But I got to tell you, dude, Jeff Suavulen.
That guy is so funny.
289 pounds. His head alone. Do they make a motorcycle helmet for somebody that big?
I don't think they do.
I don't think so.
I don't think they do, and I hope Jeff is watching. But
he's I gotta tell you
a funny story. So Jeff is down at the Gusto's for the after party.
First, let's tell everyone who Jeff is.
Jeff is the new heavyweight champion for Donnybrook. He defeated Josh Walker by TKO in the first round.
Came out of Boston.
Came up here. Academy, and South Shore Fighting Systems.
Heavyweight.
Yep.
289 pounds.
Super heavyweight, but yes. Yep.
First big fight, I think, for him?
Oh no, he's 4-4.
Okay, I thought this was his. I thought this was his first title fight.
It was his first title fight.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I'm trying. Don't listen to me. That's what I mean. His first title fight, and he got it.
Yeah,
the guy was stoked. Did you see how pumped he was?
Oh yeah, and his funny comments. He's like, "It's your lunch money until I come to take it." So a funny story, because him and Josh, I don't know if you guys know Josh Walker, but he is the most humble dude. He is such a great guy. And we're all down at Gusto's for an after party, and I just remember like these big rednecks, because Jeff is very loud. He has his belt on his shoulder, and he's letting everybody know So these guys are. He eventually, I think, put the belt away. He seat buckled it into his seat. Out in his car, and so he's sitting there, and these rednecks are sitting there, and they're kind of giving him an eye. And I said to him,
what do you call that again?
They were kind of like eye fucking him, and it was more like, who's this guy coming into our neighborhood? We're the tough guys. And so I remember I was like, no. I said, no. So I remember I leaned over, I said, hey man, I said, you guys know that guy?
Don't go there.
And they're like, nope. And I was like, oh, well, he happens to be the heavyweight champ. He just won the title tonight. That's why he's so happy. Instantly, their demeanor, they're like, okay. So now we're out back, and I'm hanging out with Josh Walker and Lucas and a bunch of other fighters. There was Joe McNeil was down there. Felipe was down there. The Ring Girls were down there.
Yeah.
Everybody was at Gusto's having a great time. It was an
Felipe is the Brazilian dude.
Yeah, he's the good-looking one that I have to keep my wife and all the other girls away from.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I hate him and his abs.
Felipe's cool, but Felipe's cool, but his name is not. It's almost as cool as Romano Medina.
I know, no shit, dude.
What a great name! I wish I had that name.
Hey,
my name is Romano Medina. But anyway, go ahead.
So we're down at Gusto's, and we're all hanging out. We're drinking, having a good time, and Jeff and Josh Walker, they're talking, and he's explaining. He goes, and Josh is like, everybody's hollering, get off the fence. And he goes, I just want to turn to these people and go, what the fuck do you think I'm trying to do? There's a 300-pound man holding me against the fence. I can't move. He goes, you think if I could move, I wouldn't frickin' move? So Jeff says to him, because he's got his hat on backwards, and Jeff says to him, he goes, well, maybe right before the fight, you should have just turned your hat around and turned that switch. And Josh just kind of shakes his head. He goes, I'd really like to fight with this guy, but I don't want to get beat up twice tonight. He goes, now he's down here giving me shit about my hat. So it's funny, these guys, these fighters can joke about it afterwards.
Afterwards, they can go out and share a beer together. That's so cool.
Yeah. It was, and it was just as fun afterwards at Gusto's with everybody.
I'm sure.
Talking with the coach, Joe McNeil's coach. What a super cool guy he was and stuff.
Man, that McNeil loves his coach, man.
Yeah, good people, really good people. So the other thing with like Joe, I talked with Joe after the fight about working for Donnybrook. So we might have him on as either a commentator, maybe a ref, something like that, because we would love to have his kind of expertise in there.
Sure.
So that's
with all this testosterone and everything.
What are you talking about? My injection this morning?
No. I'm just saying in the BARRE auditorium. Yeah. I'm dressed up in this toxin and the MC, but all this testosterone. It's like I felt like I just wanted to get in there and like, ow. And like, I wanted to pick a fight with this fool. This fool, Mike Desrochers. I wanted to pick a fight with this fool. and then I gotta go.
You better stop, because the next thing that's gonna happen is Mike D is gonna send me a message right now. Set up that as a pro fight. Me and JD. Next fight.
Then I'm
going to have to talk him down, and he's going to choke me over and over again, telling me he wants that fight.
And then I wanted to get going with Pete Haskins. I wanted to smash a chair over his head.
That's the only way you'd stop him. and I'm kind of doubtful that would stop him.
You know, I like that Pete Haskins. He's always got the big smile on his face. He's more my height. I don't have to look up 6 feet like I do to Des Rochers, but he's such a nice guy.
He is. He's not a bad dude at all. He really is.
How did he do? He was doing some commentating, right?
I thought he did really good. The only thing, like I said, the thing that I'm going to change is I want to put 2 guys in there that are, like I said, like if I could have Joe McNeil there, I would love to have him commentate because I love Brent Curtis, but Brent Curtis is more of a, he does baseball, different kinds of sports like that. So it's nice to have experts in there that know what guys are fighting for when they're fighting for the underhooks, when they're fighting for a high guard,
right?
When they're going for an arm bar and switching to a triangle. We recognize this stuff, and Brent's a great announcer. Love that, but I would like to have 2 more experts there.
Yeah,
because when I hopped in, me and Pete had great conversation talking about the fighters and stuff.
Well, it's a different language.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a different. You wouldn't want me commentating. I'll tell you that right now. Oh, he just punched him. Oh, he punched him again.
Did you hear the girl standing in the background punch him in his eye socket?
Yes, I did. Do you know who that was?
Yes.
Let's not tell everyone that.
It was hilarious, though. She says the funniest things, like,
yes,
punch him in the throat. Just
I heard the throat hit. Yeah. That wasn't Patty O'Neill's daughter, was it?
I don't know who it was.
I think
I didn't recognize her.
February 19th, Battle in Barrie 6.
Yeah. Super excited over there. 2 pro fights.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, if you're watching, if you're listening, you need to tell your friends about this. And you need to direct them to Donnybrook Fight Promotions Facebook page.
Absolutely. We're going to have a website up running soon. That's something my daughter, that's top priority right now. That's something she's working on. So we'll actually have a website that you can put up. You'll be able to purchase tickets through there. You'll be able to come right to the Aired Out studio, get tickets here. And that's one thing, a lot of people, they think that when they go to these fights that it's a rough and rowdy crowd.
Yeah.
That's why I read that message, because our crowd is so respectful, especially once they see the fighters and how the fighters are so respectful to each other.
Sure.
There's no animosity in the crowd.
I know.
There isn't. And that was, when I got up there and I saw the crowd starting to get worked up over the Mikey thing, and I totally understood it because I was worked up. I was like, oh my God, this was turning out to be a great fight. Now it's over.
Right.
So, but once I got up there, everybody was like, okay. It calmed down. You got to be able to calm the crowd down.
And some of these fighters, they've got, their gym over here and all of their family and friends. And then over here, you got the other fighters' gym and all their family and friends.
Right. And what you got to recognize when you're at a fight, the guy sitting next to you that you're picking a fight with could be a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and you have no clue. I mean, look at Romano Medina when he doesn't have his shirt off and shit.
I know. Sherilyn and I were looking through the pictures the other night on the Donnybrook Facebook page, and there's a picture.
You would never expect Romano to be
of Romano Medina, and we're like, "Are you kidding me?"
Right. I mean, you can look at Jeff Silvina and be like, "Nah, I'm not messing with that monster."
Right.
But someone like Romano, like you should be scared of people like that. And that's something you need to recognize when you're at a fight. You have no clue who's a coach, who's a fighter. The guy sitting next to you could be a 30-year martial artist. You have no clue.
This is true. Yeah. This is true.
Until you're laying out with all your teeth laid out next to you out in the parking lot.
Medina's just a freaking animal. My God.
Both of them guys.
He was so happy. He was so happy after that fight.
Yeah, because he's 6-0 now. He's still undefeated. And
is he coming back February 19th?
I don't know what his plan is. I would love to have that guy. The hardest thing is
right here.
The hardest thing is matching him up. People don't want to fight him as an amateur. They want to fight him as a pro. They don't want to get in there and get beat up for free.
Wow.
That's why Joe McNeil was like, I want that fight. I was like, holy shit.
Really?
Yeah. Joe was about that fight. He wanted it. I'm so impressed.
Is it possible to get some of these boys in town a day or two early? And let's plan this. Mm-hmm. For the February 19th. Let's get them physically, at least one of them physically right here.
It's hard to do with the guys out of state and stuff, especially not being a pro as amateurs.
But we'll work on it.
Yeah, definitely. We'll definitely. Maybe we could. Maybe the Comfort Inn would give them a room. Maybe one of the local hotels will give them a room. I mean, Comfort Inn sponsors us, so that's something we're going to talk about with Sam Ballard for this next show on what they want to do for sponsorship for us. If they're going to give us, because those rooms, I don't know if a lot of people don't know this, but we spent $3,200 just on rooms for fighters. So, we try to. We understand amateur fighters don't make money. It costs money to train like that, so we appreciate them. Whether we're not doing it to make money. If we break even, we're happy. We really are. We just love the atmosphere of the fights. We love putting on a platform for our local fighters. This is what we do. This is what we love to do. I have a business that I make money. This is not my business to make money. This is my
passion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rex Thompson from Donnybrook Fight Promotion recapping the battle in BARRE 5 this past Saturday night. Don't forget, spread the word. February 19th, Battle in BARRE 6 is coming to town. So make sure you follow the page, Donnybrook Fight Promotion, Facebook page. Follow our page, too. We're going to have, as a sponsor of Granite City MMA and Barslow Construction and Donnybrook Fight Promotion, if I don't promote this on my page, I could get my legs broken. So go ahead.
I got to say one thing, and I miss this, and I always forget this because we always thank our friends, our workers, our stuff like that. But one thing I always forget to do, and I think a lot of us forget to do this, is thanking my wife and my son. A lot of people don't see what they do. My wife works so hard.
I know.
My son, it was there Monday all day long, breaking the cage down, breaking stuff down. So, and I don't thank them enough. I take it kind of for granted. And this is for everybody out there. Don't take your kids for granted. Don't take your wife for granted. Whether you think they need it or not, thank them. Yeah. I have no problem thanking my workers. When they do a great job, I'm like, guys, great job. And then I'm like, oh my God, my son, I forgot to thank him.
Yeah.
So, and it's just because we just take it for granted. Don't take your family for granted. Thank them. Tell them every single day you love them.
Very true. And they're stressed out. I mean, they're working so hard.
Oh, well, they're even more stressed because once I get stressed, then I start hollering. I'm like, rah, 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 rah.
Right.
So it stresses them out twice as much because they have to deal with me on top of everything.
If Hunter had $1 for every time he was asked, "Where's Rex?"
He'd be rich and retired.
Number one. Number two, you never see anybody complaining. They're busting their asses, and they're just on it. They're just on it. And number three.
And I feel horrible after every show because, like I said, when I get stressed, I'm like,
listen, Mike Desrochers is not going to want me to say this on the air, but I'm going to say it anyway because I'm not afraid of him. We were discussing the notion of the "where's Rex" mentality, and how many miles you walk within a 10, 12-hour day. You're
2 days.
You never stop moving. You're constantly.
My feet hurt so bad.
You're choreographing. You're choreographing. You're the conduit to every element.
I sat in a hot tub for hours Sunday.
I'm sure. But of course, everybody and the brother wants to know where you are. Oh my God, I got to talk to Rex. Where's Rex?
Yeah.
Desrochers and I came up with the brilliant idea of getting some kind of a GPS tracker on you, so that in broadcasting that up on a big screen.
Absolutely not.
So that we know exactly where you are. Are you in the parking lot? Are you downstairs?
No.
Or where are you? Are you on the stage?
People that need to know where I am know where I'm at.
Well, part of the idea was to, and it was Mike's idea, not mine, was to insert this GPS tracker.
I can imagine where it was going to be inserted
inside of you, so that without you knowing about it, so that we could always know where you are. So
he planned on choking me out and having you stuff a GPS tracker in my ass. Perfect.
So get ready.
I already see where this is going.
Get ready for the battle in Barrie 6 because we're all going to know where Rex is. Thanks for coming in, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
We love you, man. Barslow Construction, Granite City, MMA, Emsley's Florists and Gifts, just some of the presenting sponsors that make this podcast happen every day. K&W Tire, Gothiers Quality Grounds and Maintenance, Fontaine Forestry and Millwork, Wright Electric, Donnybrook Fight Promotion, the Barrie Montpelier Times Argus, Vermont Custom Woodworking, Aeromed Essentials, RetirementVT.com, which is where we are, right here at 185 North Main Street, seen and heard live from the granite capital of the world. FGB Theaters, of course, Barrie Area Development, one of our new sponsors. Cody Morrison is going to be on with me every Monday morning at 9 o'clock, talking all things Barrie. And, of course, the Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce. Don't forget about their Calcutta this coming Saturday night. Get on their Facebook page. Get your tickets. Have a fantastic evening this coming Saturday night, the 18th. That's it for now. We're going to be, of course, back with much more to talk about and many more things to get to. Tin Penny Band is going to be in here tomorrow at high noon as we get ready for the Thursday concerts in the park, Courier Park in Barrie. We'll see you then. God bless.